Hey, happy Friday. Welcome to AFORadio.com. Well, technically it's not AFORadio.com, but you can actually watch us on AFORadio.com as well as Facebook.com/AFORadio. I am Mag,
Exactly.
and of course, my co-host is the frontman of An Honest Mistake. He is none other than Darren Tay. And we just want to say welcome to Pop-Up Stage.
Woohoo! Yeah, man, it is another Friday, and Fridays mean that it is the weekend, all right? And we're just so happy that it's finally the weekend, and we actually get to come onto the show and share with you guys some of the coolest acts here in Malaysia and some of the newest releases. And every Friday I will go on Spotify and I will just check out all these new acts, and I'll just discover them and play them on our show, right? That's really what it's all about. So yeah, man.
That's right. So, of course, it's a brand new month, and on the show, we always kick it off with the bulletin board. So,
Yes.
we'll take a look at take a listen to three new releases
Mm-hmm.
by local artists, of course, because that's what we want to do. We want to bring you the best of Malaysian talent. So, who do we have today? Or what do we have
Alright.
today?
Okay, so we've got three brand new tracks. Okay, now this first one is a pop punk band. They've been around for a while now. They're a really cool band. They used to be called Dubstep, but now they're called Airwaves on Fire. This brand new track's called "Make Me Feel All These Feelings." All right, let's go and take a listen. It might get loud, but let's go.
I like the disclaimer. It might get loud.
Yeah, it might. It's got that whole early 2000s vibe.
Correct.
Very happy.
There's a place in my head where no one goes, when no one knows what's hiding down below. There's a part of my heart the love forgot, where I get lost in all these feelings you make me feel. And all these feelings that feel so real. Nights out, we keep our little secrets inside now when no one ever hears it. You know I will never let you down. Lay out all your broken pieces in light now, tape you up and face you. You know I will never let you down. I won't let you drown.
Yeah, man. So that's Airwaves on Fire with a brand new track called "Make Me Feel All These Feelings" featuring Hazel Leong. Now, Hazel's a singer from Penang,
Yes.
and she was over here in KL singing, doing a lot of gigs and all that. But I think right now she's back home in Penang because it's the lockdown again, so we're all like immobilized in a way.
I think Hazel has also
I
worked
really
with
like that
Kelvin
track.
Young, correct?
Yeah. So Hazel, yeah, she has done a lot of stuff with Kelvin.
We're losing
Most of
Darren.
the singing in Kelvin's tracks is usually her.
Correct.
Oh
yes.
man, but you can hear audio, right? So if audio is good,
Yes. Have we lost you audio-wise as well?
oh, no. I mean, voice-wise, I'm still here, but
Okay.
it's looking for my phone. Yeah. All right,
Okay.
no worries. Let's just jump right to the next track while my webcam logged in again. So yeah, this next one is by Tide. New track called "Do I."
Still too young to understand. Some things don't go the way you plan, but it's all right. You're right. Find to regret. But about what ifs. Now I'll be dreaming about the day you came along. So I'll do my way, though I know it's gonna be long. I thought that I could somehow find a way to do this on my own. But why do you still choose to love my soul? What did I owe to earn this? Do I deserve this. Ask yourself again.
Yeah, that's a really cool track.
Nice.
Also, I mean, yeah. I I quite like their music. You know, it's very chill, very down tempo. Good for like long drives. I don't know. What do you think, man?
Yeah, very chill, very nice. You can actually vibe
Oh,
to it.
what's
I
going
mean,
on?
if, especially since you're going into
Yeah.
the weekend. Yes, Darren, we are kind of losing you
Mm.
intermittently. So yeah, let's do the third track before we completely lose you. Or are we not able to? So let's give Darren
Able to,
5
we should
seconds.
be able to.
5,
Okay,
4.
hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, it works, right?
It no,
Am
not quite,
I
but okay.
still in?
Yeah, you're in.
All right, let's go this last one. Okay, so this one is Malaysia One. Malaysia has moved from Singapore to KL, and you know, she just released a new track like a while back. You know, talking about mental health. Now that, you know, she's always very, you know, she's all about the issues, and I think it's really cool for her to highlight that you know, kind of stuff in her songs. And this
Absolutely.
one is a new one that just released today. It's called Not All That Glitters Is Gold. So this one tackles sexual harassment and sexual assault and all that. Let's check it
Yes.
out. It's a reggae track. Yeah.
Yes, now. Jah gotta protect us when we do what's right in life. Never blinded by glittering lights. Help my sister in this darkest time. Them say good over evil, so we let the truth decide. Listen to me, who we really trust in life. Wolf in sheep's clothing might be creeping at your side. I begin to learn, not everybody living right. Even when you say you keep it positive, you lie. Talent don't mean you have a principle. Go to church and spiritual, calling God but crawling in the dirt and pay for miracles. Wave your country flag and paint it cultural. Out of many bad mind cannot represent good people. The evil that lurks, hands move under the skirts. Sing a woman's word then violate her in the worst. Melbourne town to Perth, Sydney high alert. Run the vampire out of town, no concert. Not all that glitters is gold. Not all that shines is the light. I will not do what I'm told if what I am told isn't right. Not all that glitters is gold. Not all that shines is the light. I will not.
All right, I think we'll just stop it right here because it's such a groovy song. I mean, like the whole like island vibe, you know, and it's cool because, like, you know, Malaysia lived in Jamaica for a while, and you know, that's where like true reggae came from, you know, so that's perfect.
When she
You know,
spoke to me about this track, I think a couple of months ago, and she told me this is going to happen, I did not expect it to be a reggae track though, because
oh yeah,
you know I was expecting like something hard and something, you know, straight in your face kind of thing, because it's
Yeah.
about sexual harassment, right? So
yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. So yeah,
So
so
yeah,
you
I
guys
think
can
that
actually go check it out.
concludes. Yeah, go check it out. You know, please go on, follow them. You know, like them, because you know you can check out like the entire discography, you know, of tracks that all these three artists have put out. So you know, yeah. So I guess that concludes the bulletin board for today.
That's right.
You know, but we have to, you know, bring our guest on because he is, you know, really cool. You know, Mac, is there anything you want to say about him?
All I can say that I've been doing this for many years, and I've met a lot of people, you know, a lot of people in the music industry, a lot of people who have worked with Joe. And you know, there's one thing that you always hear, you know, when we talk about Joe Flizzow, they always say Joe Flizzow works very hard. You know, he's putting the
Exactly.
time to be where he is today, and I think I couldn't agree more. You know, because it is a long run and it is a tough, you know, journey. But you gotta hustle. You gotta hustle
Yeah.
to get to where you want to be. You know, that kind of
That's
thing.
true. That's
So
true.
I think I am super excited, a little fangirling as well at this moment, but you know, it brings us great pleasure to finally have, you know, the president of Malaysian Hip Hop, Joe Flizzow
Exactly.
himself. Yeah, to be on the show this afternoon. Now, he recently joined forces with MK from from K-Click and Korean American hip hop sensation J-Pop on his latest track, Chow. So without wasting any more time, let's bring him on the show. Let's welcome Joe Flizzow.
Hello.
Hello,
Am I
welcome.
good?
How you doing?
Yeah,
Yes,
man,
you're
you're good, bro.
Okay. What's up, guys? Thank you for the warm introduction.
Thank you so much for doing this. Although you're gonna be on the move, most of the time anybody's gonna be on the move. Like, no, we can't do this, but you made it happen.
We good. It was just a miscommunication internally with my team. My mistake, actually. I assumed it was gonna be a phoner, but I think this is better.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
What's up, man?
All right,
Alright,
so
cool.
Flizzow, you are well known as the president of Malaysian Hip Hop today,
It's funny,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm just curious though. When you were growing up, did you ever envision yourself being where you are today?
I mean, that's all I wanted to be. Like, after the age of 16, actually, at the age of 7-8 years old, I knew I wanted to be a performer, because the first concert I went to, my mom brought me to a Stevie Wonder concert to perform in KL. So I was introduced to live performance, like live shows at a very high level, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you start with Stevie, it's pretty much downhill from there now. But you get what I mean? Like it was like that, right? So when I was 8 years old, I told my mom, like, I want to be him. I want to be Stevie Wonder. I want to be on stage like him. I remember this. And when I started rapping, 16, 17, I didn't know that I was going to be like working, in the music industry. But I always wanted to be like, I wouldn't say the best, but I always wanted to be nice, like I just wanted to sound nice, like. And I wanted people to be like, okay, that kid Joe Fliz, yeah, he can rap, he can spit, he got bars. So initially it was just that. It was just to fulfill that inner passion for hip hop and my love for that genre, which in the early 90s as a kid growing up in Subang, like it's like self-discovery, because music back then wasn't as accessible as it is today.
Yeah.
Well, your mom set the bar very high when she took you to your first concert being Stevie Wonder, It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like,
And my mom was an entertainment journalist, and eventually she was a editor with NST. So she had a lot of friends from the music industry, growing up. We'd have the late Sharifani was one of my mom's closest friends, or I think definitely her best friend. And like Auntie Annie would come over to the crib, and then we'll have like a lot of entertainment reporters over as well. So the conversations, the music in the background, just like, going to concerts was pretty much a very normal thing for me.
Yeah, it was part and parcel of your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not just international concerts, but like theaters, plays, a lot of local, like we go to like small lounges and cafes. I'll just tag along. Like if I find out my mom is going to go like watch Freedom perform at some spot, I'm gonna be like 10 years old and I'm like, I'm coming. So it's kind of like that, And I discovered hip hop through my uncle's collection of cassettes and CDs. I was that kid that would always offer to be, like growing up in the 90s, 80s, when you go to a birthday party, you'll always have one kid one person manning the cassette player, right? So I would eventually always be that guy, like, hey, let me be the DJ. So when I started doing that, I think my uncle was already listening to hip hop. This was like in the 80s, right? So it was, like I said, self-discovery. Like I would pick up like the hip hop CDs initially appealed to me because of the fashion and the topics that were like the first rap song I ever heard was either LL's Cool J song or Tone Loc song. I can't recall, but I remember discovering these artists on the same day. And then listening to like NWA, Ice-T was like eye-opening. Yeah. So self-censorship was a apply like very early in my life, you know, because my parents, they were like, okay, there's no way this kid is gonna stop listening to rap. And so they would buy me CDs, they would buy me cassettes whenever they go overseas and come back.
Very nice. Now, considering the fact that you told your mom that this is what you want to do, I'm guessing that your parents have been very supportive of your dream from very young, isn't it?
Yeah, from the get-go.
That's nice.
I mean, I owe everything to them because, like, when we got signed our first deal, or rather, we didn't get signed until we finished the first album.
Yeah.
So, Two Fat's first album, What the Dilly, that came out in 1999, was like A to Z, 100% the effort of the Two Fat team. Like, it was me and Malik and our management team, you know, like a little crew, like, because prior to that, we were signed to a label, and it was one of those, like, typical stories of, you know, label not really putting in the effort. We didn't really know how to exactly produce our initially, so we had help from Illegal, this producer from Nordius Maximus, Illegal, Moses, Chan, and also Hayes. These are the three producers that really helped us early on. And you know, Hayes is like a big brother to me, right? Like, initially we didn't even have money to pay for studio. So one day Hayes came up to us, like, Hayes had a studio. We were recording in Kelana Jaya and at Platinum Studio, and also Hayes' studio in Auckland Road. And one day he was doing a song with Sam Innuendo, and we always had the like red eye shift, you know. Whenever Hayes leaves the studio, like, we'll get in. And then one day he asked us, how come you guys aren't recording regularly? Because we were recording as we went along. So my mom my mom knew, our parents knew, both Malik and I, that we were working on this album, right? And they knew, like, at that time studio cost a lot of money, like 100 ringgit an hour, and we would, you know, it's not as if we can go in and record a song in 10 minutes. Like, today is a bit easier because, you know, after 20 years of experience of writing, but back then, when you're 18 years old, you're like, oh man, I need to write. So Hayes came in one day and it's like, how come you guys are not recording every day? Like, you know, we ain't got the money. And then he just said, okay, you guys can pay me when you guys get a deal.
Oh, nice.
We almost recorded the entire album, you know, on credit. You know, so shout out to Hayes. And shout out to the people that helped us, that put us on. That's why I feel like this ecosystem, that, like, hip hop, my journey as a hip hop artist, as much as initially it was all about me. You know, I think the thought process is the same with a lot of artists, because you want to first and foremost make a stamp in the industry, and then number two, you want to maintain, right? But hip hop was so small that it wasn't until we set up Cartel Records that we felt like, okay, if it's up to us, not entirely, but we need to make a contribution to the hip hop ecosystem. We need to actually create that ecosystem, you know. Yeah, for longevity, because I feel like that's important, you know, for emerging genres.
Yeah, which is really nice, because now you have that whole network and it becomes like a family. So you know where you belong, kind of thing. So that's nice. Now, almost everyone knows that Joe Flizzow, you know, we all know your music, but some of us, especially the younger ones, may not know that you first started off in Two Fat. So tell us how this whole partnership started. I mean, how did you and Malik decide to come up with Two Fat?
First of all, I totally get it when younger kids, they're like, oh, Joe, you know, I just discovered Two Fat a few days ago. I never knew you had this body of work. I don't find it offensive at all. because hip hop, you know, will always be a genre for the youth, for like the younger generation. You know, they
Absolutely.
will always be the driving force behind hip hop. It's like football, you know, like, you know, you'll have your veteran players, but eventually the younger generation, the 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, they're gonna be, you know, in their prime early.
Yeah.
So we're kind of straying at the moment, but yeah. How did we start? We started with the internet, actually. Like
Okay.
at the turn of 97, 98, that's when MIRC and all these internet cafes started coming up.
Correct.
And me and my boys from Subang, you know, my close friends, we started a channel on MIRC called SS15, and later we changed it to a channel called Gangster, GANGSTA. And that's when, and the topics, like, we set the topics for like hip hop. You know, we only talk about hip hop in this topic. So eventually the same small channel that was started by me and my 7 friends attracted like Malik, people like Ultimate, Miss Nina, you know, Rifa, like surprisingly like a lot of the early rap acts or the rap acts that came about in the late 90s.
Yeah.
They will frequent this channel, and that's when I met Malik. I met Malik on MIRC, and you know, back in the day, you had this DCC send function where you can send files or photos.
Yeah.
And obviously, although it took like 3 days to send one photo. Right?
Yeah.
But I remember, like, I was just rapping to some instrumental, and I just blasted it on the chat, like DCC send, which was probably unheard of. I was rapping into my 12 ringgit like cheap microphone, right? And I guess everybody was giving me props, but the only person that was quiet was Malik in this chat group, and he replied with another video, like a DCC sent him rapping on a Too Short beat. Too Short is this rapper from California, from the Bay, right? So that's how the friendship had already started, but that's when we knew, like, okay, there's this other kid that raps, and he's confident like me. He wants to flex too, you know, like. So eventually he moved to Subang, and you know, because he was from Johor and wanted to finish studies in KL, right? So we actually, that chat group convinced him to move to Subang, because he was like, yo, I'm gonna study there. I think he was studying for a while. Malik was studying at Systematics in SS2, somewhere there. Right. So
you convinced him that Subang is the place to be, lah.
So like, I know I took the long route, but growing up in Subang, that's when I discovered hip hop, fell in love with hip hop. Hip hop was my best friend, and it still is. But I got more friends than hip hop now.
So is hip hop your first love in that case?
Nah, my first love was a girl. When I was 5 years old, before I met hip hop, I met ladies.
Oh, so cute. He started early.
No, I'm playing. Hip hop. Well, football was my first love, to be honest. Like, when I was 9 years old, when I was 10, I was training. I was playing, you know, at school level. For some reason, I was part of this KL football program that we would play every weekend. It was a selection for some program 2000, Project 2000, something like that. Man, I really wanted to be a footballer. Like, that was all on my mind, day and night. Like, I play football. I play in the morning, go to school, and come back, play in the evening.
Wow.
Like, I play like 4 or 5 hours a day. Yeah, it was like full on.
Nice. So when you really love something, you go all out for it.
The thing is, I wasn't that good. I wasn't bad, but I wasn't that good. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be on the reserve bench. So I knew, like, okay, when I was 10, I wanted to play for Malaysia, but then by the age of 12, after numerous, like trashings by better teams and like meeting footballers, proper kids that will go on to be like play for the country and play, some of them played overseas. Like, I was like, okay, I'm not the best, but I love this game, so I still play sometimes. I'm very close with the owner of JDT and the management. I try to just be around the stadium, be around the training centers whenever I'm in Johor. I'm very close with a lot of football players, but I wanted to be a footballer.
Oh, wow. Okay, we learned something new. All right, so going back to Too Fat, I'm just curious though, how did the name come about? Back in the 90s, right? It's like Too Fat.
We got a call. We was chilling in where Joe's Barbershop is right now. It used to be a place called Cyberzone. Like, it was an internet cafe that they would chill at, right? And before that, we had done a little demo. The demo got passed around. We didn't, and we got a call from Nasri. So Nasri is the boss of Era Radio right now. So back then he used to rap in this group called Project AK. So we all knew Nasri as like, guy from Project AK, right? Which is a rap rock band. They were also organizing a lot of gigs. So one day Nasri called me, and I was with Malik and Kevin. Like, Too Fat used to be 3 people.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kevin Felix, my boy, the third member of Too Fat. And after a few months, he left the group. But we got a call, and Nasri was on the phone telling me like, hey, I got a hold of your demo, and we're gonna do this gig. For the Amos performing, a few other groups performing, want your group to perform. And I was like, no, it's not a group, it's just 3 friends rapping on a cassette, And it's like, okay, well, if you guys want to perform, you better come up with a group name. So we were just standing outside, and he was like, oh, we're printing the flyers in 20 minutes, so come on, give me that, I'll call you back. Better have that name for me. So we went through, like, in that 20 minutes, we probably went through like 20 names. A lot of them were funny. Back even the name Too Fat, like, after a few months, I was like, yo, can we change his name? But nah. But the real reason why the name Too Fat came about was because, like, right in front of where Cyberzone was at is a skate shop. And like, there were a lot of skaters. Every time a skater landed a trick in the 90s, they would be like, oh, fat. So the terminology for fat was, at that point in time, wasn't even used by the hip-hop kids in KL. It was only used strictly by the skaters. You know what I mean? And the hip-hop community and the skate community was very close, because a lot of the fans, they would frequent the gigs and with skaters. Because a lot of skate videos used to have hip-hop tracks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So indirectly, it was influenced by probably the surroundings. Again, like, Subang played a big role in how and what shaped my early moves and decisions. Influenced a lot of that.
Okay. Right. So no, okay, you've been in business for very long. Just looking back
having
and
a little shake.
just looking back at, when you guys released your albums with Too Fat, right? What was the process like getting your first album out and the challenges you faced?
I don't know. Too Fat wasn't, to be honest, we were just cruising, man. Like the minute we dropped on Ayam and all that, we were cruising, I was just an artist. I wasn't really an entrepreneur. I wasn't really trying to do business. I was just having fun, and I was just young and dumb. But it wasn't until I started Carter Records was when the business started, and me and David T. Shout out to David, he's still my partner right now at Def Jam. And like I said just now, this idea, this bigger picture of creating that ecosystem, that hip hop industry. You know, we only had a scene.
Yeah.
We didn't have an industry. Today we have an industry.
Absolutely.
You know how you can tell? Because number one, Yoni Boy on charts for 50 weeks. Number two, K Click on the charts for 40 weeks. We smashing numbers. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if you look at billboards, you see hip hop acts. You know, every award show you see hip hop acts. It's a business. You see like, so, and you see like we have 26. No, we have Def Jam. On the Def Jam Southeast Asia, we have 29 acts across 6 countries, right? So like after Too Fat ended, which I kind of ended it.
Yeah.
We ended it. I don't know if Too Fat ever ended. Just like when radio silent for a while, but at the same time I was working on Cartel. I was like, yo, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm working on this. So the first artist we signed was Ultimate, and then we had Sona One. We started working. So that was when the business started. That's when the learning curve really began. Prior to that, Too Fat for me was like amazing. It was like I was on cloud 9 for 5 years, kind of thing.
Yeah. So do you think you'd ever, reunite? Will Too Fat ever reunite?
I mean, I don't even know why this conversation is still going on, like about Too Fat. I got a number 1 song in the country, the Chow. I'm doing tracks with J Park. I'm doing tracks with artists from all over the world. So people like to talk about the past, and I can understand that. I appreciate all the love from the fans. But we're talking about 2029. We're talking about 2035 right now.
Brilliant.
Like I just said, we got 26 artists in 6 countries. Like Cartel Records went from Cartel Records, a 3-man label, 2-man label. So I don't know. Now we right next to the biggest label. We're part of the biggest label in the world, Universal.
That's right.
So for me, it's like it's. I love to talk about reminisce and walk down memory lane. Maybe we could do that another day. But like I said, it's all about thinking forward.
Looking forward.
Yeah, I'm breaking new artists. We just signed Young Raja to Alamo in the States. She's going to be on the same label as Lil Durk, Young Thug.
Nice.
Fat Wap is going to be the first Singaporean, if all goes well. He's going to move to LA. So, and this is a kid that we found from a show called Numbers Brothers. This is a kid that I found on Instagram that's going to is now label mates with, so yeah, Too Fat is cool. But I think I got bigger fishes to fry at the moment.
Bigger dreams to achieve.
It happens. Like for me, when you're doing a song, if you're gonna plan let's plan a Too Fat comeback before you even get into the studio as Too Fat writing a song, then you're already doing it the wrong way, because you have to understand Too Fat is not business. Too Fat is all love.
Yeah.
Too Fat is like, that's a brotherhood. That's something that I hold sacred. So I'm not gonna treat Too Fat like a business deal, I'm selling t-shirts and selling caps. So it's a bit different.
Yeah. Okay. Understood.
When we link up, like me and Malik, we still link. We
Nice.
haven't linked up in a while in the studio. We haven't done that in 10 years. So I think first and foremost, just like how the J Park collaboration started, right? It just started with a chill out session in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can talk about that.
All right, so let's talk about your song, your number 1 song. It's called Chow. What's the inspiration behind the song? And I'm just curious, right? I've been listening to it over and over again. What does Tas Tas Chow Chow mean?
Tas means back.
Back.
In Bahasa Indonesia. Chow
Okay.
is, verse 1 I rap in Malay, and second verse I rap in Bahasa, right?
Correct.
A bit of Bahasa Indonesia. So in Indonesia, Tas means back.
Okay.
Tas
Right.
is not even a word, But in Malaysia, you say Zaz to somebody, they understand you. Like, hey, Zaz the player. You be playing football. You know what I mean? Or like, hey, Zaz Chawa. You know what I mean? Like it's like a it's just a sound.
Yeah.
That Malaysians make to represent a movement or something. For me, it's like more it wasn't that lyrical. It was more phonetic. When I wrote it,
Okay.
I was like, yo,
Right.
I was vibing with Sona, and I was like, ciao. I was saying it like how I would like, hey, pop, 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 pop. You know how if you listen to a beat like, pop, 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 like it's like
Yep.
the equivalent of playing the air guitar, but you just ad-libbing, right?
Yep.
So
What's the
yeah,
inspiration?
so when I said it. All right. So when I kind of like said it out loud, so when I was like, "Yo, that's it." It's like, "Huh? That sounds good." Yo, that's it. So I was like, "Okay, dope." Yeah. That's it.
All right. So tell us about tell us about working together with J Park and MK. How did that collaboration happen?
This is my third song with J Pop.
Yeah.
So I first worked with him on the All the Way Out Fat Joe remix, the age. So that was song number 1. Song number 2 was me, him, and Jay Electronica on his album. So it's like sort of like the unwritten rule in hip hop. It's like you know, you don't have to say this thing. Like if a rap is like, if a rapper invites another rapper to be on his song, when that rapper invites, it's like reciprocates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I spin on Jay's song, I was like, yo man, but you gotta get me next, bro. Said, yeah, I got you. So it was known. Like after the 2019 collaboration, Jay kind of like, I wouldn't say he owed me the track, but he knew like, okay, I got one coming too. So he was prepared, for that call. So It wasn't until, but I told Jay, like, when I get the right song, I'm gonna call you, right?
Yeah.
And initially I had a different track that I wanted him to do. I think he got mad at me. I don't know, man. If you're watching this, Jay, I'm sorry. But it was more of an R&B singing track, And when I sent it to him, then he was like, yo, what? Was this a guy? What am I supposed to do? So before I could even explain, I already like, oh shit, I think he wants to rap. You know what I mean? So you're like, no, fuck it, scrap that idea. Oh, sorry. Yeah, scrap that idea, and I sent him when I got Chow, initially Chow was just me alone, but then we went into lockdown, right? So one day I was in the studio and I was like, yo man, we should get Jay on this song, man. So I just sent it to him, and like a week later he sent it back. Like, yo,
wow, that's fast.
Yeah. It's quick. Like, yeah, maybe less than a week, a few days.
All right. So, when you're working on a track during a pandemic, right, and it's lockdown, how difficult is it? Because you guys still worked fast anyway.
I wrote the song before the pandemic, actually. I wrote this song on 25th of June, 2019.
Okay.
So I wrote this song a long time ago. I can't say because I didn't really write songs during the pandemic.
Okay.
I know a lot of artists like went into like hibernation mode into the studio, but I had just like finished writing an entire album. So I wasn't about to, yeah. So
anything standing in your way.
I'm referring to the first lockdown, right, where everybody went for like 6 hours. I don't even remember how many weeks.
3 months.
Yeah. The first one was it full straight 3 months, right?
Yeah.
I didn't do any music. I was like gardening. What else did I do? I learned like.
You finally had time for yourself.
Yeah. I learned how to cook, like all the dishes I've been wanting to learn.
Nice.
And then I played games a lot. I haven't played games like that much in like probably 20 years. So I was like, I was playing Grand Theft Auto. I was playing FIFA. Then I rediscovered chess. During the first lockdown, I got onto chess.com and I paid 7 ringgit a month for chess classes.
Wow.
Then I started beating all my friends. It's the small things in life, you know.
The little
I started-
joys.
It's funny because I kind of finesse all my friends into like getting beaten because I would practice. I got on chess.com and I started taking all these classes, right? You pay like 7 ringgit and you know they study all your mistakes and all that. And you know they start rating you, right? So I started like 600 like player, and then I went up 700, 800, 900, and then like the minute I got to like 1,000 plus, I called all my friends. I was like, yo, you play chess, right? Yeah. Yo, get on chess.com, add me up. And obviously they're like rusty as hell, right? So I was whooping everybody on chess.com. It's like, and after a while they figured it out. They're like, yo, man, you've been playing for a minute because your rating is 1,002. And I'm like,
Wow.
oh, yeah. So but chess was funny. I got really into chess for like 2 months, initially with
Nice.
the lockdown, you know, and it got to a point where the games got so serious that at first I was playing and Netflix would be playing in the background.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'd be picking up calls and answering emails. And then like I had one of my boys, Taufik, you know, he was in Sabah. He's a pretty good player too. I mean, or rather, we're both not good, but we're at the same level, you know. But 1,001, 1,002 rated, whatever. And he was beating me like I lost 4 days in a row to this guy. Right? On the 5th day, I was like, "What is going on?" So I shut down everything. I turned off the TV, dim the lights. It was like
Full concentration.
no, like just a bit of Miles Davis playing in the back, and then boom. I was like, and I was killing him. So he was like, yo, man, what's going on? You cheating or what, man? Are you cheating? Because you know you can cheat, right?
Correct.
You can cheat because there's all these sites that you know, you give them, you know, where your pieces are. You know,
They help you.
They tell you where to move, right? It's like, nah,
Correct.
I'm like cheating, bro. Like, why would I cheat, man? I mean, like, no, man, something's different. He said, bro, I turned everything off. And we was on Zoom then, so. MCO is a lot of self-discovery.
Definitely. Now, Chow is also the lead single from your upcoming album, Johan. You want to tell us more about what we can expect from the new album?
Album's done. The thing is, I always say the album's done, and then I go into the studio, and like last week we recorded 4 new tracks, and then so. You know,
So it's never done until
you know how
release
it is, bro, right? And a songwriter, you know, sometimes you need you need to put a cutoff, you know, like
When
this
can we
album,
expect it,
There's
though?
a few sides to this album. There's that, you know, Chow sounding very 808 driven, heavy, trappy, drilly. You know what I mean? For me, hip hop is hip hop. You know, nowadays kids be like, oh, that's some drill music, that's trap music, Malaysian trap music, like whatever, right? It's hip hop, it's just banging hip hop. And then there's also like the live, you know, like jazzy, vibey kind of song that I got a lot of like dope musicians that jumped on this album. You know, my friends, like musicians from all over the world, dope rappers from the region as well. You know, I got a song with Tupi from Thailand. I got a song with Faris Jabba, Young Raja. You know, I got a song with YHV Snoop. So a lot of new acts. Got a collaboration with some Indonesian acts.
Nice.
So for me, it's more like what the last 5 years has represented, you know, and what that Jam Southeast Asia is all about.
Nice. All right, so it's something to look forward to. Is there like a day, a time frame that we can estimate, or you're still gonna go back to the studio?
Like this MCO is kind of like allowing us to sit back and just see how it goes with the regulations and all that. I think we're gonna drop another single in maybe 3 months.
Very nice.
Right. There will be a follow-up single to Chow. We haven't decided which track it's gonna be. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can't
All right, so I think
because I wanted to come with a tour. I wanted to come with like, you know. So I rather
the whole works.
I'm okay with not releasing it, you know. But it's got to come out this year somehow. But
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Okay, we've spoken at length about Chow, so I think it's about time we previewed it right here on Pop-Up Stage.
Selamat pagi cikgu, membaca itu jembatan ilmu. Bridging cities lepas tu kau kaji liriksku. Jadiku freestyle satu album. Makan sarapan, baca menu. Coming to America, Eddie and the Sinew. James Earl Jones, ini Jeffrey Joffa. Nak chiropractor, semua rapper tegak poster. Tak berhormat untuk general. Tu fed dulu naik kancah, sekarang kereta kebal. Buku sejarah tebas sekarang, kita yang karang menang perang. Selamat petang kepada yang datang untuk syarahan. Ini cuma hanya pesanan ucapan. Pengerusi kejohanan latihan. Buku teks ku sekolahkan. Tas tas ciao ciao ciao. Tas tas ciao ciao ciao. Tas tas ciao ciao ciao. Siapa ada back in the ciao ciao ciao.
All right, so there you go. I think it's available on all streaming platforms. You can actually go listen to it. And, Joe Flizzow is on the show. It is time for us to play our little game. It's called What's on Your Mind? So quick questions, quick answers. Joe, are you ready?
All right. Yep. Let's go.
Let's go. Derek?
All right. Okay, the first question is... Okay, let's go. If you had... Sorry, is it okay now?
Yeah, go.
Okay. If you had a Freaky Friday moment and woke up in another person's body, whose body do you hope it would be?
Whose body would be, man? I don't know, man. Dan Bazillion.
Baller habis.
Why not?
All right.
Okay. If you were running for office, because of course you're known as the president, right? What would your campaign slogan be?
Wake the people up.
Nice.
All right. Very nice. Okay, next question. As a wordsmith, if you were given a chance to add a new word into the dictionary, what word would that be?
So one of my own words, illa.
Gila.
All right.
Illa.
Alright.
Ill.
Illa,
You know
okay.
when you say ill, but the Malaysian version would be illa. I'm illa.
Okay.
Illa.
Nice. Now, if you could take one Malaysian classic song and gave it a hip hop vibe, which song would it be?
Any Ahmad Jaya song. You know what I mean? Ahmad Jaya has a great intros to all his joints. For any song from Soleano Brothers. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think those are all like really, really, really sample. Like every time I hear any song from this group or Ahmad Jaya, I'm like, yo, that sounds like a Jay-Z, like Ninth Wonder beat. Thing that happened.
All right, cool. The next one would be, if you had access to a time machine, where would you go?
I would go to ancient Petra, or like scrap that. I'll go to the pyramids.
The pyramids. Okay.
Yeah, when it was there, check out why they had like Egyptian bulbs, and how electricity was already around then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Pretty curious, huh? You are? Okay.
I mean,
so
I saw the whole. Yeah, I was in Berlin, and I saw the hanging walls of Babylon, and so
yeah.
So,
Totally understood.
hanging garden.
All right. What is the most rewarding advice anyone has given you all throughout your whole career?
Be good to people, because you never know when you're gonna need help. You never know when who's gonna give you that reaching hand.
Nice.
All right, cool. Now the last question would be, looking back at everything you've achieved in your life, what is the one thing you are most proud of?
I don't know, man.
He's got
I'm
many.
not. What am I most proud of? I don't know. I'm proud of. I don't know. I'm not the kind of guy, like, this was my proudest moment. But I could name a few highlights. Winning MTV European Awards. That was being in Bilbao representing Malaysia and winning was really a proud moment as a Malaysian. I feel that was probably the peak of my representing the country in some sort of way. That was a proud moment, and coming back to because no one expected me to win except for me.
All right.
That's all that matters. Self-confidence. Now, Joe, there are a lot of new
when we were nominated, I'll tell you a funny story. When we were nominated, I told Yanis, my manager, Yanis was like, yo, Joe, you're nominated as best Southeast Asian artist. And I was like, book 2 tickets to Bilbao. And he's like, nah, Malaysians never won. Indonesia's never won. It's always Vietnam or Philippines. I'm like, it's cool. We're going to win this year. Don't worry about it. Buy 2 tickets to Bilbao. Boom. That's what happened. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
All right, so Joe, before we let you go, any last words for your fans and all our viewers this afternoon, especially for hip hop artists who are trying to break into the scene?
Right. Stop trying. Be the best version of yourself. I see a lot of hip hop artists, but they're just trying to sound like Drake. They're just trying to sound like Pop Smoke, and it's great to be influenced by all these acts, but they can never be a better Drake than Drake, So don't try to be Drake. Also, don't give up, but try to not have only one source of revenue stream. It can be frustrating if you only have one, but have a side hustle. Like me, I'm selling burgers. After 22 years in the game, I'm still flipping burgers, bro. So if I could sell burgers, you could sell burgers. You could sell anything on the side, and there's no shame in that. There's no shame. Like, people might look at you like, man, why you doing this? Why you doing that? Why you delivering food? And I say, yo, it's mine.
It's an honest living
you're
after
doing
all.
something, yeah, exactly. So don't get too disheartened if things don't work. Like, you have to understand, even every single label in Malaysia told us we weren't going to make it. If we didn't believe in ourselves, if our parents didn't believe in us, we would probably have quit. So find that source of inspiration, find the right people to be in your corner, because sometimes you look for that support, from within your circle, and unknowingly your inner circle dissuade you from your dreams because they want security.
Yeah.
There's never gonna be security. Like, if you tell your mom, like, I want to be a rock star, like, she's gonna be like, of course, deep inside she'll wish it works out for you, but at the end of the day, like, why don't you study and become a lawyer? So do both,
Yeah.
Be a lawyer, be that rock star lawyer. If it works out as a rock star, you're a rock star. If not, you'll always be that rock star inside, but you're a kick-ass lawyer now. So
Yeah, man.
That is true.
Nice. So before you leave, any words for your fans tuning in?
Thank you very much. Check out Chow. Thank you for the support. Thank you. We hit 2 million in 10 days, so I'm really happy. So thank you very much.
Well
Very
done.
nice, very nice.
Thank you so much, Joe Flizzow, for joining us.
Thank you guys. Shout out to Mag, shout out to Darren. It's nice talking to y'all. Thank you. Thanks for supporting Malaysian music. I see what you guys doing, and it's an amazing thing.
Thank you for doing what you've done, for the past, over 20 years. I mean, you've actually inspired a lot of people, and you do make us proud every day.
Thank you
So
very much.
thank you for everything, and you take care. We'll keep in touch.
Take care, man.
Thank you, Joe
Peace,
Flizzow.
love,
Bye-bye.
music.
See ya.
So there you go, Joe Flizzow on
Yep.
PopUp Stage this afternoon. Lots of pearls of wisdom, and I hope you were inspired by him. If you are trying to get into the music industry, or if you're trying to get into the hip hop industry, always believe in yourself, and never be shy or afraid of making an honest living. I think the whole MCO kind of thing, kind of put us back in that place, isn't it? A lot of people what can I do now? But there's always a way to work around things. Yeah.
Cool, man. I mean, I think it was such a refreshing, show, to be able to hear from the main man. I think we kicked off January to a really good, this year to a really good start with PopUp Stage. We had some really good artists, and we had Joe on the show, pretty much like the main man
Yeah,
of
man.
hip hop in Malaysia, so to hear his story, and how he started and all that kind of stuff, and to where he is now, and how humble he is to say
Absolutely.
that, I just want to flip burgers now, so I think
Mhm.
it's pretty cool, to be able to see somebody who is at that level to say that, I want to do like I want to provide a service, and I think
Yeah,
that is a servant's heart, and that is just really, really cool. And that, I feel, is the secret to true success, like
absolutely.
to keep your hopes high and your head down low. I mean, that's a line from a song from a band that I really like as well, but it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
So,
we always have to remember that, whatever you do, you got to work hard, but you got to
yep,
stay humble. And that's the way to
that's
go,
true. That's true.
And, I am very inspired by him. And I'm very, I look at him at all because it's a lot
Yeah.
of hard work being where he is today,
Yeah.
but yet he reminds himself that he's still got to be humble and he's got to be
Yeah.
in touch with the whole ecosystem that he worked on. And that's always been his mission. So,
Yeah.
so help one
That's
another out. And it never is wrong to be a little kinder.
Yeah. I mean, like, the industry is too small to make enemies, like, just be friends with everybody. I think that's
Yeah.
the most important thing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
Okay,
yeah.
so we don't really have a theme for pop-up picks this afternoon, but I think if I had to pick a song to listen to on this, this Friday, and with all that excitement that we've had having the man himself speak about his whole experience, I'd say go check out Chow. Go check it out. Go listen to it. I mean, they've achieved so much in just like a few days of being released. So yeah, that's inspiration right there,
That's true.
What
Yeah.
about yourself, Darren?
You know what? I mean, I'm just thinking about, like the show, saying that we don't really have a theme to pick or whatever. Yeah. I was actually scrolling through a couple of songs, and there's this one artist that I think she was in talks to be signed to a major label, and then I think it didn't happen. And then she had worked with somebody as a young singer. She's now maybe like 21, but when I met her, she was like maybe 16, 17 or so. But she had been in the, singing and all that, doing corporate shows with obviously a bigger, much, more established producer and artist. So she was always in the background. So now it's kind of like her time to shine. And she just dropped me a message saying that she's got a brand new song out.
Yep.
So I guess we'll have to I mean, we don't have a theme, but we'll just pick one, right, Mac?
Yeah, because we have to pick a song to listen to, right?
Yeah.
So today it's freestyle lah. Okay, so Max
Freestyle
picks up.
pop-up picks, lah.
Yeah. So Darren's pick
Pick up.
is
Okay, my pick is this track called Status Quo by Abigail. Let's check it out because I've not heard it yet, so it's gonna be the first time with everybody. Let's go. It's got that whole Dua Lipa sound.
Hiking and then
Ooh.
sinking, and all this pressure's eating me alive. Can't be what you want from me, and to be real, it's getting hard to survive. And you go, I will understand, so you don't have to try. But I know you will run away if you see me inside. So I'll go picking up the tracks, thinking where I wanna go.
Very nice, very
See
nice.
what's on my mind,
Very.
it's just anywhere but home. So tired of all these statements, forget the status quo. Just wanna be for real and these tears just overflow.
Very nice.
You know, she just said something that I want to do. Pick up a place where we want to go because let's pick somewhere other than home, kind of thing along those lines.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good track, and I think we should have her on the show sometime soon as well.
Oh, we should. Yeah, probably next week. I
I
don't know.
think we are discovering more and more new artists
Yeah.
when we speak about bulletin boards and pop-up pics. So it's nice because we've got a really good variety, and I hope we can continue this. And if
Yeah.
you're watching and you have a track that you've released as well, if brand new in the scene, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. You can either get in touch with us either on our personal
Mm-hmm.
social media platforms or through AFO Radio's Facebook page. We will respond.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm online all the time, pretty much. I respond like almost instantly. So, drop me a message on Instagram. It's Darren AHM, and Mag's IG handle is i.m.mag. So,
That's right.
go on. We're always online anyway. So, if you're a new artist, you got a new track out, please send it over, send it our way. And we want to talk to you guys. So whether
That's
you're
right.
a new artist or more established, it really doesn't matter. This
Yeah,
platform is for everybody.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think we've come to the end of the show
Mm-hmm.
already. We want to thank you for joining us this afternoon. We hope to bring you more great Malaysian tracks, great Malaysian talent on the show, and we're trying to bring you as many as we can. Okay, so keep supporting us, keep supporting local music. If you think, hey, really, man, we really got good stuff, man, please go check it out for yourself. Go Google it, you'll see a whole list, okay? Or go to
Exactly.
Spotify and check it out, or search for your Malaysian artist. You'd be
Mm-hmm.
surprised, okay? And there's so many different types of genre. You can pick one. Okay, you might
Yep.
think, oh, this fella doesn't work for me, or that fella doesn't work for me, but I can assure you, you'll find something that suits your taste. All right.
Exactly.
So thank you once again for joining us on
Right.
Pop Up Stage. It's going to be Chinese New Year next week, so we're going to be having a little special then. But
Mm-hmm.
in the meantime, have a fantastic weekend ahead, and we will see you same time, same place, right here on Facebook.com/AFO Radio. Bye bye. Have a great Friday.